Okay, in our underfloor heating cabinet we have a main control switchboard. If we lift the cover, we can see we've got some power control circuit breakers. Here we have a kilowatt hour meter, which is accumulating kilowatt usage over the course of its life. And then we have a slab stat controller. Normally you would see two of these thermostats, one controlling the slab stat and another one controlling the hot water cylinder temperature. So if you ever do need to turn the power off on the system, it's turn both of these controls off. Down is off and up is on. The next one is your kilowatt hour meter, and that is just accumulating kilowatt hours over the course of its life. And we do recommend that you, when you get a power bill, that you write this figure down on your power bill each month, and then you can, from there you can work out how many kilowatts your house is using, and also how many kilowatts your heating system is using. This is normally underfloor heating and hot water cylinder usage. The next one is your slab stat. Your slab stat is designed generally for to utilise the cheaper night rate electricity, which is normally half the price of day rate. So we set it higher during the night so that it's running from 11 at night till 7 in the morning. So you can see here we have the, if I touch the button it lights up, we have the current time of the day, we have 2, which is the second day of the week, we have 2 different modes. We have a clock, which is our automatic program. If I push the mode button, we have a hand, which is basically a picture of a hand, which is manually operated. We would always generally use our clock setting, which is our pre-programmed times. And you can see here our current slab temperature is 22.9 degrees, and it is currently set for 19 degrees. So if I turn the temperature up, we can temporarily override the time clock, and then the heating system starts up because we have a wee heating symbol down the bottom right hand corner of the screen. That is indicating now that the heating system is in heating mode. If you want to look at or modify or change your time settings and temperature settings, which you sometimes have to do during the course of the winter, autumn and spring, you may need to change your slab temperatures. So if we want to do that, we press and hold the menu key for 5 seconds until the screen changes, and that gets us into our pre-programmed settings. What I've got in this one is 1 to 7 down the bottom, which is every day of the week. At 7 in the morning, if I push your menu key again, we are asking for 18 degrees. So it's all done with the menu key. You can change these 18 degrees, or the temperature and the time at any time by pushing the up and down arrow. We push the menu key again. At lunchtime, 12 o'clock, we are asking for 20 degrees. So it steps up a little bit higher during the afternoon in case it's in a dull day in the middle of winter. We may want to heat it, bring the slab temperature up a bit. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we're asking for 21 degrees. These can be changed to your own preference, which you will need to do over the course of the autumn, summer, spring, winter. The next one is 1600, and we're asking for 19 degrees. Basically, we have turned it down now, so that therefore the room thermostat will take over and be giving you your ambient temperature that you want in your main living area. There at 1800 at 6 o'clock at night, we've turned it down again. And the next one is 2300, which is 11 o'clock at night for our, which is when the cheaper night rate electricity time starts. and we have now stepped it up to 25 degrees. So therefore it is heating. It should definitely turn on and start heating at 11 o'clock at night. And if you remember, our first program was 7 o'clock in the morning when it turned down to 18 degrees. So it's heating from 11 at night till 7 in the morning to that set temperature of 25 degrees. If we push the menu key again, it gets us back to our main screen, and we want to make sure we take it from manual, push the menu key again to the clock, which is the automatic setting. From there, if you want to change the time for daylight saving, the middle button is your clock button. So if we push the clock button once, you see the day is flashing. We push the clock button again, our hour is flashing, and we can change this with our up or down arrow for daylight savings. We push the clock button again. Oops, we'll do that again. The minutes is flashing, and we can adjust the minutes or the correct time by using your up and down arrows. The clock button again will get you back to your main screen. You can temporarily override your time clock just by pushing your up arrow, and you can see now you've got a hand and a clock, which is indicating a temporary override, and that will flick back to your original setting automatically. So I can now see we have temporarily overridden our program to a higher temperature. The wee heating symbol has come on and it is now heating. That will flick back automatically on its next time setting.